Surprisingly, there is a very strong XRP army out there, and they are fanatical about XRP and the potential for XRP.
As XRP goes higher in price to $5 to $10, people then go, well, if I put 100, I'm only getting 10 XRP. But then the problem is there, at some point XRP goes to 100, it goes to 450. Now, at some point the price is going to rise a lot higher, and then you'll look back at that $2 and go, I should have got it at $2 as opposed to 450.
And then when Bitcoin came along, it was like, okay, that's it. And then, after a couple years after that, there was a group of really, really smart people, way smarter than I, that I got together with. And basically they're trying to create a better Bitcoin, if you will.
Ripple is one important participant in the XRPL ecosystem, developer of XRPL related technologies, but there are obviously a whole bunch of others, as you would expect in an open source community.
They try to shake me out, but I was born ready. Dropping down the price, then I be getting plenty. They want all your bags and they want all them empty.
What's up, good glitches? Welcome back to some more Moon O'Clock News. No breakfast, no coffee, just straight extra bullishness. Shout out to Let It Sub. Appreciate you stopping by, tuning in. Don't forget to drop an elbow on the top ropes on that likey button. We got XRP currently right around $2.20. We got one from XAIF crypto to pop things off. Also, we're gonna be taking a look at how to get your midnight token airdrop for all you XRP holders. Breaking, Bragg Island House confirms XRP will play a key role in the new US banking system. XRP to 4 digits, 5 digits. Historical financial shift is on the way. The transformation of wealth.
I'm glad you asked this, because I'm always amazed as I travel the world, how there is still confusion out there. And people will say to me, I invested in Ripples. I'm like, no, you probably invested in XRP. So Ripple is in many ways kind of a quintessential Silicon Valley tech company. We raised a seed round of capital way back in 2012, a Series A investment in 2014, and then a Series B in 2016. And we have always, since those early days, kind of focused on our customers are going to be enterprises, financial institutions. And we use XRP in part because we own a lot of XRP. XRP is an open source digital asset, not dissimilar to Bitcoin or ETH. It's on hundreds of exchanges around the world. It uses a different mechanism for validating transactions, where instead of proof of work or proof of stake, it uses something called a consensus mechanism, which allows it to be very scalable in terms of speed of transaction, cost of transaction, and just overall scalability. And so we felt like it worked well for the cross-border payments. So there's Ripple, the company, there's XRP, the digital asset, then there's XRP Ledger, XRPL. And the reason why we kind of call that out sometimes is Ripple is one important participant in the XRPL ecosystem, developer of XRPL related technologies, but there are obviously a whole bunch of others, as you would expect in an open source community. And we're seeing other participants do some really interesting stuff that sometimes we're involved in, sometimes we're not involved in. And so it's, I think, important for people to kind of understand the separation and distinction between those.
For sure. I mean, just a quick question. Does that confusion that some people have, does it annoy you? Or is it like, well, this is a chance to educate? Or is it just one of those things?
Probably all three. Depending. I mean, it annoys me when you're someone who I kind of feel like knows the difference or should know the difference, and I feel like they're just contributing to the confusion. It's also like, I get it in the evolution of crypto. Until probably 2019, I think CoinMarketCap.
Are you ready? Crypto Eddie, a short clip from my last video. RLUSD stablecoin, my Ripple doing 10 billion in daily volume. Wow.
But first, let's hear from Reese Merrick, and I have a clip that actually almost nobody has seen. It had under 100 views, and he talks about the numbers, some surprising numbers with the RLUSD. That would be the stablecoin that's going to be used for the cross-border remittances. Have a listen.
I think as the cross-border payment world evolves, I think stablecoins are becoming a key part of that. If you think of the total amount of cross-border payments that are made, 50% of them are actually settled in dollars, and a lot of those payments are settled outside of the US. Therefore, being able to settle payments in a USD-backed stablecoin really, get away from some of the inefficiencies that we see in USD cross-border payment settlements at the moment. We launched RLUSD back in the last year. We've seen that move up to 300 million market cap and daily volume of $10 billion. So we're seeing some good traction.
Check out Crypto Eddie over on YouTube. Sent to Sumasoba on X. Whale Watcher, Justin, Ripple RUSD stablecoin now handling 10 billion in daily volume across its entire ecosystem. BTC who? ETH who? We got Ray Fuentes, 4% XRP rewards on direct deposits. Debit card relaunching. Uphold, this is how crypto goes mainstream. All roads lead to the bridge.
With Uphold, we're building a crypto-enabled neobank, so we want it to be part of people's daily financial life. If you deposit it into Uphold, we'll give you 4% on top in XRP. That's a revolution in computer science. Once in a 50-year transformation in technology. I think most people will be astonished to know that even last year, before the US government changed its stance, total stablecoin volume was $27.6 trillion in stablecoins. That's more than the combined volume of Visa and MasterCard. The stance of the previous US administration pushed a lot of crypto firms offshore, and the beneficiaries were places like Dubai and Singapore and Hong Kong, and to a lesser extent the UK.
Check out Ray Fuentes over on X, YouTube. Got the digital asset investor. Chris Larson was discussing the idea of creating a cryptocurrency in 2005, 2006 with SBI Holdings CEO Yoshitaka before Bitcoin.
So, weirdly, we talked about this, I remember, with one of our big Japanese investors, Kitao-san, who runs SBI in Japan, which is a phenomenal kind of fintech conglomerate. And boy, was this back in 2005, 2006. We were talking, he was, Japanese people have always been great currency traders and are always fascinated by this intersection between currencies and coupons, and fascinating, really, really absolutely amazing economy and society. Just love it there. But we had a discussion way back then, and I think we both kind of recognized this is going to happen. And again, that's not a novel thought. If you go back to 2000, during the dot-com boom, the first one, there was these models called beans and floors. They were sort of coupons with sort of an element of currency. And then even before that, you had some very localized currencies like Vermont dollars. I think Germany had a whole bunch of small ones for various communities. So this concept of a non-governmental currency has been around for a long time. And even government currencies really haven't been around that long. People don't realize, kind of even the U.S. system, or is it like 120 years old or something? So, when we look at Bitcoin, it's 15 years. It's a pretty big chunk of kind of how long fiat's been around. So we should just keep in mind, humans are just starting off on this journey. So the idea that this is somehow violating some key rule of, governments have control of that, I don't buy it at all. And I think it's played out that way. But we kind of, I think a lot of people knew this was going to happen. And then when Bitcoin came along, it was like, okay, that's it. And then, after a couple years after that, there was a group of really, really smart people, way smarter than I, that I got together with. And basically they're trying to create a better Bitcoin, if you will. So a non-government online currency, but that didn't, burn a lot of electricity and was sort of faster and had more flow through. And, many entrepreneurs came, after that period. But the Bitcoin revolution was incredible.
XRP, a better Bitcoin 100,000 times. More efficient. Know what you hold, know what's coming, and know why. They want you out. Modern investor, XRP and Bitcoin are cheap right now. Don't get priced out of the market. Create your future generational wealth right now. Don't get priced out. Where's XRP?
Years ago, XRP was 1 cent. When it went over $2, it doesn't really appear this way, but it kind of became out of reach for a lot of people. You wouldn't expect that for $2. It's because people were used to buying tens of thousands of XRP for very little money, very, very little money. As XRP goes higher in price to $5 to $10, people then go, well, if I put 100, I'm only getting 10 XRP. But then the problem is there at some point XRP goes to 100, it goes to 450. Now, I know we're talking down the line, but this is the general mindset of it. At some point, the price is going to rise a lot higher, and then you'll look back at that $2 and go, I should have got it at $2 as opposed to 450. At some point, Bitcoin was also 1 cent, 50 cents, $1. I remember, and I'll tell you, when I dove into crypto, late 2016 when I made the other channel, The Modern Investor, and when I made this channel, I remember Bitcoin being around 2-3 something thousand, and I'll tell you, honestly, I remember looking at the price and being like, $3,000. I can do a lot with that. I can take a trip here and I can do that, and that's groceries for this many months, and all these things would go through my head. When you look at 100,000 and then you look at 3,000, it's a no-brainer. You simply sit there and you go, well, yeah, of course, if I had a time machine, I'd do it. There are a lot of people beginning to mention things like this, and I think when people hear it, read it, or go over it, it almost seems unbelievable to them that they could or actually would be priced out of the cryptocurrency market. And I think it's because we're here in the present. And it's only when you look back and you go, that's how cheap it was. I can't believe that.
The opportunity's been calling for cheap XRP, sub-dollar XRP. Did you answer the call? We should be seeing some serious building for XRP soon. Total.
Looking at your list of tokens, obvious Bitcoin, Ethereum, most likely leading the way in terms of activity. You got XRP in there, Solana. When you look at the tokens right now, what's the top ones? What are people trading and holding the most, outside of Bitcoin and ETH? Because we know those are the big ones.
Yeah, surprisingly, there is a very strong XRP army out there, and they are fanatical about XRP and the potential for XRP. We speak to Ripple often. We think they're amazing and sharp people. They have some innovative products coming down the pipeline. We'd love to work with them at some level to allow the XRP army, these fanatics that really are excited about the potential to do more with their XRP. So that's a big one.
It's the XRP army. We all heard the calling. You didn't get it, no, not sorry. We got one from Stellar. Know your validators. Backed by trust. Stellar's consensus protocol offers a level of security that's impossible to achieve in proof of stake networks.
It is worth kind of questioning what is governance and what does that look like for any network. And if a validator is making a decision, and these validators can make decisions that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, who are these validators? No one fucking knows who these validators are, except in a network like Stellar where it's based on reputation. So Stellar is awesome.
Mr. Man XRP, digital adoption is here, and the killer app is the stablecoin. A giant leap is here. Adoption is here. The transformation of wealth is here. Buy and hold.
The IPO circle, which is the issuer of USDC, unlocked billions of dollars in pent-up demand for these issuers. After raising $1.1 billion during its debut on June 5th, the company's stock soared more than 700% just in June. Then, new circle partnerships and competition quickly followed. A stablecoin product launches from crypto exchange Coinbase, Shopify, French bank Societe Generale, and payments platform Fiserv quickly hit the headlines.
We're entering the utility phase right now, where the technology has matured. It's gotten fast, it's gotten cheap, it's gotten easy to use, and that's leading to real-world adoption across businesses and consumers. And stablecoins are at the forefront of it.
These announcements all touted the same benefits for companies. Faster payments, the ability to transact 24/7. But corporations are also looking to stablecoins to cut costs. One big area for savings? Payment processing fees. Card issuers raked in a record $187 billion in transaction fees in 2024, according to Nielsen. Now, companies issuing their own tokens could decimate those fees if they can convince consumers to transact in dollar-pegged tokens instead.
Bye-bye, middleman. XRP quietly but not rapidly becoming the premier go-to blockchain in the digital asset utility era. know what you hold. We got the midnight token airdrop, how to get night tokens, learn how to participate in the free night token distribution, and shape the future of the midnight network. This page will guide you through all the steps you need to take in order to take part. Here we got the night distribution step by step. To complete the process and receive your tokens, you must follow 3 steps. 1, make a claim. The first step to receive the night tokens is to claim an allocation. 2, wait for the allocation to thaw. Claim allocations are initially frozen, locked, and must be thawed before they can be redeemed. 3, redeem your allocation. You must redeem your thawed allocation to complete the process and receive your tokens. Here we got 1, make a claim. Making the claim requires demonstrating you meet the eligibility criteria for 1 or more of the 3 claim phases: glacier drop, scavenger mine, and lost and found. There are 3 claim phases. We got glacier drop, scavenger mine, and lost and found. Glacier drop, the first claim phase and namesake of the night token distribution from to be determined to be determined 2025, 60 days. If you held a minimum of $100 equivalent balance in the native tokens in a address belonging to a participating network, ADA, Bitcoin, ETH, SOL, XRP, BNB, AVAX, or BAT, during the snapshot, you're entitled to an allocation. How to make a claim: access the night claim portal. The night claim portal is the official user interface of the night token distribution. Through the portal, you can participate in the glacier drop and the scavenger mine claim phase, and later on redeem your claim allocations. 2, enter your origin address. 3, enter a destination address. 4, accept the distribution terms. 5, sign your unique claim message and complete the claim. What happens next? Unclaimed tokens carry over to the scavenger mine, the second claim phase. 2, wait for your allocation to thaw. Here we got the thaw scheduling examples. 3, redeem your allocation. After redemption period ends, the night claim portal may be taken offline and any unredeemed allocations must be manually redeemed by their owners. So the first claim is yet to be determined, but coming soon. Be on the lookout for more updates for the midnight airdrop for XRP holders: Bitcoin, ADA, ETH, SOL, BNB, AVAX, BAT. Coming soon. Mustache altcoins. You see what's happening here? Altcoins are copying the 2014-2018 structure, but in a much larger time frame. Most bullish period will start soon. It'll be glorious. Is XRP repeating the massive 2017-2018 move with over 70,000, 75,000% gain? X Finance Bull XRP CEO Brad Garlinghouse did it once again. He's doing it again. Brad Garlinghouse dropping the signal. It's almost go time. Last November, he triggered a run from 50 cents to $3 in weeks after dropping the XRP ETF bomb and crushing the SEC. Now he's calling the SEC's finished and telling you to lock in those bags. Ready for the second leg up? I'm locked in. Here we got the first Brad signal. Then we ran up to $3.30. Is this the next signal? Is it go time? The longer they take, the higher we keep climbing on that XRP. Rich list, where will those bags be when that regulation jar molasses finally breaks open and XRP's true price is finally revealed? We'll catch you up here on the mothership. I am the XRP bagman, the moon commander, BYOB. Bring your own bags, be your own bank, be your own boss. And don't forget to drop an elbow from the top rope on that likey button. We'll see you at the tippy top. Later, glitches.
Hey, told you missed it. Them riches jump off that ghost train. Totally good. Now we blasting up off this third plane. Took the cheats and the codes and now we all run the game. Spit be splitting them split ups. Deep state they getting drained. Jump in the pool of all these gains. Jumping, we shooting in slow motion like we Max Payne. Flipping, getting digits, 589K, we in this. Yeah, we wealthy, filthy, rich in this bitch. And these hoes don't know it. You didn't notice that we ghosting this hoe. They built the tunage, you need a tune up. Hoping that they freaking hear it, then you tune it. Hey, 4-3 to earth and we moving like we the frequency. Bagging these bags and now we living that so equally. Adam and Eve, they GMO the apples. Batman back in this 4-3-2 and all the samples. Jump on that saddle, we waking up all